morning, everybody. My name is Darlene, and I have Parkinson's. I'm going to talk to you a little bit today about what I did and what's going on. That's sort of what I do most days. It was a very strange occurrence this morning. I was sound asleep. I had slept through my 6 o'clock meds. I didn't even wake up to take them. Sound asleep, and my daughter comes in the room and says, "Mom, we've got to go. You've got to get up." I said, "Gotta go, get up." But I was very groggy. I didn't know. She says, "Yes, we got to go to the CAS clinic." And I said, "Oh, right." And then I realized that we had to leave like in 15 minutes. So I've learned that people with Parkinson's do not do anything fast. And they do them incredibly slow. And I was at the point where I was ready to go in my sock feet because I couldn't find my shoes. But we got me together, and we were 6 minutes late. 6 minutes late. But anyway, that was all right. So we went. I'm going to also put in a little clip here in a moment, just showing what happened at the CAS clinic. So Claudine took a little clip there. And we had a quick trip, and the result is a cast. They checked the x-ray of the hip that was done, and he said it healed really good. And I could tell, like I'm really surprised, and it was not as painful as I thought it was going to be to try and rehab it. But my other hip was really sore, and I was afraid for a fracture there. They didn't seem to be concerned. So we just put it down to they're not concerned, we're not concerned, and we'll just have to be very careful. But I say I'm going to be very careful, but I unfortunately cannot stop myself from tumbling. But I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to stop here for a moment so that I can insert the piece of the CAS clinic tape, and I'll be right back.
So you're a famous YouTube star.
You are a famous YouTube star. And they've decided to actually cast it and keep it more secure. Just another Monday in Darlene McFate's life with Parkinson's.
Okay, I'm back. I had to think a little bit too about what else was I doing today. I have planned on doing a sheet pan dinner, which I'm still planning on doing, but we had these lovely buns. So we were going to put smokies on the sheet pan dinner. So Claudine says, "Why don't we just cook the smokies, put them on these lovely buns?" So that's what we did. One day this week I'm going to do sliders, and one day I'm going to do the sheet pan dinner. And that'll take care of most of the eating this week. So I thought this was hilarious. I have a calendar that was given for Christmas, and it gives an inspiration for every day. And it's amazing how often they sort of hit the nail on the head. This is something that Elizabeth Gilbert said. "Embrace the glorious mess that you are." I said, "Yeah, I am a glorious mess." That's exactly what I am, a glorious mess. I thought that was pretty good. There's quite a bit of smoke around Calgary today. I'm not sure why, because we haven't heard really about grass fires or anything, but there must be grass fires, and that it kind of gets sucked into the basin here, and it doesn't leave very quickly. So I'm stumbling over my words today. I had a story that I was going to tell. I laugh about it because sometimes you think you don't remember stories correctly. And so today, out of the blue, I was talking to my brother Gary, and out of the blue, we started talking about something. And I said, "Do you remember, we were teenagers and we went up to the Surrey Hospital, and we met that man in the bed?" And he says, "Oh yes." He said, "You were with me?" And I said, "Yeah." And he says, "And you remember it?" Because he was questioning his memory as well. And I said, "I'll never forget it." But what happened was we were walking down the hallway, and here is a man on a stretcher, but he's laying like on his stomach area, and the blanket is pulled all the way up to his neck, and you just see his head sitting there. And so Gary called him the head in the bed. But we got talking to him and whatnot, and we just assumed that he was just laying on his stomach because maybe he had some problem with his back. Well, then the gentleman says, have you ever seen somebody with half a body? And we went, no. And he says, well, look. And he whipped the blanket down. He literally stopped at his waist. He had, he had some deformity or some problem where he got cut in half. But he had his whole upper torso, and his brain's as quick as all and whatnot. But I said I was so shocked when I saw him, and I was just sort of like, oh my goodness, but it was the head in the bed, all right. So that's just a funny little remembering that I had. And Gary told me quite a few memories and whatnot, and I love that when we share that. So that was going on. Claudine phoned the nurses at Eric at the neurology office, and they're concerned. I'm going to have to do some blood work, and I have got to get this falling under control. And I don't know exactly what I'm going to do about it, but we have to try and get this under control. I've got to be very careful. It's too many falls too quickly. And they're concerned because the weight loss has been so drastic. I'm at 153 pounds lost. And I'm eating. I'm eating, but it's not going on. And so they're concerned about that. And I guess I understand that. I also know that as I get thin, I'm really looking like my mother. Really looking like my mother. And that's not a bad way to look. So I thought I might try and find 2 photographs, myself and my mother, and let you have a comparison. Now, my mom would be in her 70s, probably. I'm only in my 60s, but we'll see if I can find 2 pictures. I sure hope I can. Anyway, listen, I'm not going to keep on going here. I'm just going to let you know that I miss y'all. I'm glad to be back. I'm trying to get caught up on everything, and I will eventually. And I'll see you all tomorrow.